Bandidos, we're diving into everyone's favorite global event, Golden Bullet. And if you're here for massive XP, exotic loot, and some chaos, you're in the right place. I'm bringing you some killer builds to dominate this event, along with all the tips and tricks you need to farm efficiently and rack up rewards like a Division 2 pro.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
Here we are at the end of year 6, season 1, and the Golden Bullet event is live. To get started, go to your seasons menu and activate the event. Once it's live, you'll earn red stars for every SHD level you gain and for completing the selected challenges. These red stars are your event currency, and they go towards unlocking sweet exotics at the end of the mini rewards track. You can also spend those red stars at this season's vendor, only open during global events, to grab caches, named items, and more. In a nutshell, the more XP you get, the more red stars you earn, which means more exotics and rewards. Simple, right? So let's maximize that XP game. Speaking of XP, for the first time ever, we have a 5x XP event. It doesn't go live on day 1, but does overlap with Golden Bullet. So be sure you're ready to reap in the XP and rewards over the weekend. Here's the deal. If you want to rake in those red stars, you need tons of XP. And the best way to do that? Running global directives. Each directive gives you a 25% XP boost, and you can stack up to 5 for 125% XP bonus on everything you do. But here's the catch. Directives can slow you down if you don't have the right builds. That's where I come in. The builds I'm going to give you today are designed to handle at least 4 directives, and in most cases 5, without slowing you down. And bonus, they're not just great for Golden Bullet, these builds will carry you through even when the event isn't active. I know you're asking, but what exactly is the Golden Bullet buff? Great question. Here's a quick rundown. Certain enemies in the field can construct golden bullets, which will be indicated by an icon over their head. If you take them down while they're charging up, you steal their buff, which gives you increased damage, faster RPM, better weapon handling, and best part, auto reloads every time you get a kill. Golden Bullet lasts about 5 seconds, but every kill you get resets the timer, meaning you can keep it going indefinitely, as long as you keep killing stuff. Trust me, the RPM boost and auto reload make this event a blast, especially for weapons with slow reload times like LMGs, sniper rifles, and shotguns. Now for builds, I've got you covered with a few that are designed to keep you fast and lethal while managing directives. If you can, try to avoid shields here. They slow you down and become useless after one use because of skill cooldowns. Instead, think nimble. The catch is in group play. Golden Bullet can get a little competitive in group play. Whoever grabs the buff first pretty much turns into a wrecking ball, leaving everyone else in the dust. Since kills are needed to keep the buff alive, this creates a bit of a kill steal fest among teammates. So if you're playing in group, consider running a sniper or a rifle build to snag golden bullets from a distance. That way you can be the guy annoying everyone else while wiping out enemies from across the map. Fun, right? Here's something a lot of people overlook. You can actually refresh your Golden Bullet timer without killing anything. It's all about using your skills strategically. When you destroy your decoy or fixture drone, for example, whether manually or because an enemy shot it down, it refreshes your Golden Bullet. So if you're in between engagements and don't want to lose the buff, just drop a skill and destroy it to buy more time. Pro tip, builds that don't rely heavily on skills can be incredibly powerful for this event because they allow you to use skills solely for buff management rather than combat. One last thing, you need a build that's strong on its own because you don't automatically get the Golden Bullet buff. You have to earn it by killing the enemy who has it first. You don't want to feel underpowered while you're waiting to grab that sweet buff. That's why all the builds I'm providing today are strong, with or without the Golden Bullet. Another tip, Sharpshooter as a specialization is really handy for Golden Bullet. The advantage is that it's strong enough to one-shot most elites, and you can do that from across the field at 100 meters away, giving you the reach to give you the Golden Bullet before your teammate snags it, and giving you the power to run and gun out of cover.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
This one is actually built for the Flamethrower, which is the firewall specialization. On kill, Golden Bullet gives you ammo reload, including your specialization weapon if you have it in hand. Great news is that the Flamethrower is the strongest fire in the game. It's got incredible burst and it kills real quickly. And then we're running 4 pieces of Eclipse to spread that. So 4 pieces of Eclipse is going to give a status effect, damage, skill, haste, Pro, and then indirect transmission. That's what we're after. So your status effect now spreads on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refreshes 50% of the duration. You don't need much duration just because they're all going to die pretty fast. And then the backpack is really important here because it's giving you a symptom aggravator, which amplifies all of your damage dealt to status affected targets by 30%. That's a lot of damage. One of the strongest backpacks in the game, actually. And so it's got a skill tier. We want status effects everywhere because that's going to give you more damage than skill damage would actually in that place. And then protection from elites because you're not going to need skill haste because, well, the flamethrower is not a skill. Your skills are going to be secondary to what you're doing here. So you got some flexibility, but here's my other recommendation. You're going to want the chest piece, and that's because it's going to increase the range for indirect transmission from 10 meters to 15 meters, and that's a big advantage. It's also going to increase the refresh percentage of your duration when the status effect is transferred. So status effects again and protection from elites, skill tiers. So this is actually a 5 skill tier build right now, but you don't really even need skill tiers. A few are great, but the ideal build would actually run all armor cores. I'm not suggesting that for you now because that would require you to go out and farm a bunch of Eclipse protocol pieces because the status effect portion of it is really important, those sub attributes. If you can put armor cores on your Eclipse protocol pieces, then do that. But this is great. So for the holster, we're running status effects, and then for the knees, it's the same thing. And then the gloves, I have Golan here. Another alternate would be Palisades. That's what I ran last season. And so Palisades would give you the armor core also, but then it would also give you 10% armor on kill. But I decided to go for more status effects for more power, and then skill haste and status effects for the sub attributes. So why we're running status effects is also because of the vial. So the vial mask has something called toxic delivery. It applies a debuff for 10 seconds. This gives total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade, but the damage is also increased by the quantity of status effects you have on your build, which is why I'm running a ton of status effects. So basically this is damage over time, and so is Eclipse protocol, and then the flamethrower is so strong that they're going to die really fast. So as far as skills, I say the shield because you're going to get additional damage bonus per enemy. The downside is the directives right now has cool skills which sort of break shields, so what I recommend is running 4 directives with this build, and for the other skill, run the shock trap. So as far as weapons, you can be running around with the flamethrower. That's sort of the point, but as a backup, the Scorpio is really good in case you run out of ammo for any reason or you get yourself into trouble with a real tanky target. And then the TDI card is a really good pistol to have on hand for this build, and I'm running in sync for talent on it, but I'm not really using it. So the downside of this build is the Black Tusk. So it doesn't do great against their tech. So if you are going to be doing a lot of Black Tusk activities, then I do recommend you run a jammer pulse and maintain some of your skill tiers for the Black Tusk. Also, when you come across those big heavy armored dudes, they have quite a bit of resistance against fire, so you might want to whip out your Scorpio shotgun for those guys too.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
The tip of spear build is what you'll find me wearing most of the time during a Golden Bullet event. It's very unique, and again, it's playing off of the auto reload unlimited ammo for your specialization weapon. So for this one, we're running the sharpshooter specialization so that we can have access to the TAC 50. This is a big advantage, and the reason why is because, like I said, if you're playing with a group, it's quite competitive for the Golden Bullet, and this allows you to reach far and hit hard to snag that Golden Bullet at distance, and then from there you can maintain it without ever switching out of your TAC 50. So every time you get a kill with your TAC 50, you're going to refill the mag. On top of that, tip of spear is going to give you more damage to your signature weapon. Remember, your signature weapon is not a skill, and it doesn't pick up damage from sniper damage or MMR damage modifiers. So 3 pieces is going to give us weapon damage, so we will pick up damage from that as well. So there's 30% right there. And then aggressive recon, getting in a signature weapon kill gives plus 15% signature weapon damage. There's more for 10 seconds, and then a reload buff. What's really important about the set is you're automatically going to regenerate signature weapon ammo every 60 seconds. That's the ammo to help you get the party started, or in case you're missing a lot of shots. Because if you're missing a lot of shots and not getting your kills, then that's when that reserve ammo is going to become handy. This is what the build is going to look like. You're going to run as much armor as you can put on your build, and then headshot damage as your other stats. You can also put some more protection from elites here, depending on what type of content you're playing. So I got armor and headshot damage on the gloves. The knees are the same, and then the holster is the same. Now, if you can't get armor on all of your pieces, don't stress out. This is a lot of armor, and we're doing it just because we can, not because we necessarily need it. So we're at 1.9 million in armor. So let's take a look at the backpack. So I'm running the Liquid Engineer. You don't have to run the named backpack. Just run anything here if you want. Habsburg would be great back here. Providence could be great back here. Whatever you like. 1% armor regen is nice, and then we got more more armor, weapon handling, headshot damage, and then bloodsucker. So that's what I'm really after. Oops, I got the wrong mod here. Let me put that. There we go. Bloodsucker. So killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds. So the reason why I like Perfect Bloodsucker on this one is because where Bloodsucker is unique is pulling bonus armor while in cover or at range and not having to get out of cover to go get your memento trophy. Take out anybody on the battlefield and be earning your Bloodsucker bonus armor at the same time, which is nice because it allows you to stay out of cover more and put out more shots and keep refreshing that bonus armor. Protection from elites allows your bonus armor to stay up longer, so you can put that on your mask or your chest piece. Speaking of chest piece, we're running Palisades, so this is our armor on kill. 10% is enough because we got the bonus armor on kill. Armor, headshot damage, weapon handling, shouldn't be too hard to get those stats, and then headhunter, and that's going to give us 125% additional damage from each headshot kill blow up to 1,250% as long as you have over 150% total headshot damage, which we do. And then you're going to run the fixer, probably a good idea, and then the decoy is amazing on pretty much any headshot build. That'll do the trick. Just real quick, showing you the stats on this one. We have 296% headshot damage here. That is plenty. For the other weapons, I'm using the rifle as a backup just in case. This has determined on it. It's the 1886. The SR1 is a backup sniper, again, just in case. Also with determined. For this one, you probably want to run the digital scope since you can. And I got stability here for my mods and then a larger mag.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
For the DPS heads out there, I actually have a hybrid recommendation for you. So it's the Striker Capacitor Hybrid. It's sort of built around this weapon. So the Capacitor Exotic Assault Rifle, it's a beast, right? So you have 12% damage to armor, 10% damage to targets out of cover is what I have on mine there. We have Capacitance, which is going to give us 7.5% weapon damage for each skill tier we have. We have 6 of those. And then we're going to get 60% skill damage on top of that just by stacking shots. And then I'm running 4 pieces of Striker with skill tiers. This is actually a pretty important build outside of this gameplay. It's awesome too. So Striker is going to give us some really good amplified damage. That's what Striker's Gamble does, just by hitting targets with our shots. Then we got rate of fire and weapon handling, and then everything's going to basically look like this. So just get your crits as close to 60% as possible. Fill in the rest with crit damage. 6 skill tiers throughout. The Memento is going to give you one of those skill tiers, and Technician is going to give you the other. And Technician's also nice against the Black Tusk. If you're going to be playing Legendary, this build works. For the chest, I'm running Palisades for 10% armor on kill, survivability. And then we got crits and kinetic momentum, which is really nice. That's going to give us 15% skill damage per skill. The holster has got crit damage. I actually wish I had crit chance there, but I don't know what happened to that piece. Skill tier, crit damage here, same thing. And then crit chance there. Backpack is the Memento, so we got the 3 cores, so there's our skill tier. Crit chance, and then this is all about the short-term, long-term buffs. The skill efficiency part is 5% skill efficiency per skill tier. We got 6, so that's 30% every time we grab a fresh trophy. And then when we have 30 of those trophies stacked from 30 kills, we have 30% skill efficiency. And remember, skill efficiency has everything from skill haste, skill damage, skill health, duration, repair skills, status effects. All the stuff is skill build needs. And then we got bonus armor per blue core. We have 2 of those, so that's 20% bonus armor on kill. Super nice. Plus 3% armor regen when we're at full stacks. And then on the weapon damage side, we're going to get 5% per red core. We only have 1 of those. And then 30% weapon damage on full stacks. And of course, I'm running the turret and drone combo. What else? And the reason why I'm recommending this for the DPS heads is because your DPS is so darn good. Might as well throw out some skills and go incognito and become invisible to the enemies as you are shooting them, because these are basically cloaking devices. The enemies are so distracted with your skills, it takes that damage off of you. And that's actually a pretty good deal. And the reason why is because when they have the golden bullet, it really hurts. So skill builds or hybrid builds are really nice for this event. They allow you to put out a lot of damage without absorbing as much damage. And remember, your skills, when they get kills, they're going to refresh your golden bullet also. However, your skills aren't supposed to be picking up damage from the golden bullet event. Hope you enjoy these builds. Share below your favorite golden bullet build for the community. Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is Tuxedo Bandido. That's Tito Bandido.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
This was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy. Now maybe this cheapskate can afford to sign me up for that dating app I've had my eyes on.
Follow me.
I get it.